You ever caught yourself laughing at something genuinely funny, and then mid-laugh you go, wait, why am I laughing right now? Not because it stopped being funny, but because suddenly a second voice in your head starts narrating. This is probably just a coping mechanism. You're not even feeling it anymore. You just knew it was supposed to be funny. And just like that, the laugh dies. Then you become aware that the awareness itself killed the laugh. And now you're 3 layers deep, spiraling about a joke that was never meant to be analyzed. Welcome to the video nobody asked for, but a lot of you are going to need. Some of you are going to watch this and for the first time in weeks think, yeah, that's way too accurate. Others will watch and think, this doesn't apply to me at all, and then spend the rest of the day hyper-analyzing every single social interaction around them with painful clarity. Either way, you're here now, so let's talk about what it actually means to be psychologically over-aware. Not the trendy, aesthetic version you see on Pinterest with soft lighting and old soul captions. I'm talking about the real, exhausting, everyday version that nobody glamorizes. Let's start with the science name for it, metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. Most people do it once in a while, before a big meeting, after an argument, whatever. But for some of us, it's not occasional, it's constant, it's involuntary, and it always shows up at the worst possible time. You're in the middle of a normal conversation with someone you actually like. You're talking, smiling, everything feels fine. Until the second tab in your brain opens up and starts live commenting. You just laughed a little too loud. Tone it down. They noticed. Wait, are they noticing that you're trying to act normal now? You're making it weirder. Stop analyzing. They're still talking. You're not even listening anymore. The conversation is still happening in real time, but you're only half in it. You're simultaneously participating and watching yourself participate. It's not full-blown clinical anxiety, it's quieter. It's more like having a permanent observer sitting on your shoulder, quietly draining your battery. Picture this. Someone you care about is telling you about their day. Nothing heavy, just casual chat. You're nodding, you're genuinely happy they're talking to you, while another part of your brain is cataloging tiny details they probably don't even realize they're giving. They've skipped over the same part of the story twice now. Their voice changed just slightly on that one topic. They're smiling, but their eyes are doing that thing where the smile doesn't quite reach them. And you can't unnotice it. So now you're stuck in this 3-way split. Actually listening to them, deciding whether you should gently ask about the skipped part, or protect them by pretending you didn't notice. All while they're still just talking about lunch and traffic. This is why people who are too aware tend to be scarily good at reading others. We pick up on micro-expressions, tone shifts, the exact second someone says I'm fine but means 9 completely different things. Psychology research on theory of mind, the ability to understand that other people have their own thoughts, feelings, and intentions, shows that some of us are naturally tuned way higher than average. That part is real, it's measurable. But here's what nobody talks about: the cost. You see the strings on everything. You can't just enjoy a movie anymore. You start noticing the narrative structure, the deliberate camera angles, the way the music swells right before you're supposed to feel emotional. You catch yourself thinking, is this happiness real, or am I just reacting to the soundtrack? And the moment you ask that question, the happiness shrinks a little. The same thing happens with real-life joy. You feel it, and immediately some part of you starts dissecting why you feel it, as if you need permission to feel good. A lot of us developed this trait as a survival skill early on, not always because of dramatic trauma. Sometimes it was just a house where moods could change without warning, where reading the emotional temperature of the room wasn't a nice-to-have social skill, it was protection. You learned very young that paying close attention kept you safe, so you got exceptionally good at it. The problem? The environment changed. The threats mostly went away, but your nervous system never got the memo. Psychologists call this hypervigilance, a perfectly normal survival mechanism that stayed switched on long after the fire was out.
It's like a smoke detector that was calibrated during an actual house fire and now screams every time you make toast. And then there's the specific kind of loneliness that comes with it. It's not the loneliness of having no friends. A lot of us actually have deep, meaningful relationships. But there's this quiet, persistent feeling that you're experiencing life at a frequency most people aren't tuned into. You understand others at a level that feels almost unfair, but you rarely feel understood at the same level in return. It's like being a translator who speaks a language almost nobody else is learning. You can see exactly what's happening underneath the surface, but explaining it to someone who doesn't naturally see it feels pointless. So you just carry it quietly. Important reality check. Being highly aware does not make you right. That distinction is huge. You can read someone's tone perfectly, build an entire story about what they're thinking, run with that story for days, and then find out you were completely wrong. Awareness is not accuracy. The best version of this trait, the one that actually helps instead of tortures you, is when you treat every observation like a hypothesis, not a verdict. You stay curious instead of conclusive. The most self-aware people I've seen don't trust their first read blindly. They hold it loosely. They ask questions. They stay open to being surprised, even by themselves. This also creates a very particular relationship with honesty. People who are too aware usually have almost zero tolerance for social pretense, not because we're morally superior, but because faking it feels exhausting when you can literally see through the performance. You'll be in a polite conversation and inside your head you're screaming, "We both know this isn't what's actually happening right now." The performance of normal starts to feel like work that other people don't even notice they're doing. But here's the part I really want you to hear if you're still watching. This way of moving through the world, this constant close-range attention, the exhaustion, the precision, the quiet ache, is not a glitch. It is not something that needs to be fixed or dimmed down unless it's genuinely destroying your peace. It is simply a particular way of being human. It comes with real costs and very real gifts. Most people who live like this have never heard someone say that plainly. So let me be the first. You are not too much. You are aware to a degree that is sometimes inconvenient and occasionally beautiful. If this resonates, I want to leave you with something practical. A lot of us who run on this over-aware setting also struggle with mental backlog, dopamine addiction to constant stimulation, terrible sleep, and scattered focus. That's why I put together a collection of simple 7-day guides specifically for people wired like us. They're not fluffy motivation. They're daily, doable actions that actually help clear the noise, reset your brain, fix your sleep, and rebuild focus without forcing you to pretend you're neurotypical. I'll drop the link in the pinned comment and description. If any of this felt familiar, I think you'll find them genuinely useful. So yeah, if you're someone who overthinks their own overthinking, welcome to the club. You're not broken. You're just running a higher resolution of human consciousness. It's tiring sometimes, but it also lets you see things most people walk right past. If this video helped you feel a little less alone in your head, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so we can keep having these real conversations. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that brilliant, exhausted brain of yours.